start opening up, talking about some motivation, some meditation, some inspiration. If it's not one of the three, I don't want it. Getting into that mentality, getting into that ability, connecting it to multiple networks here, platforms. A lot of times we're facing off against challenges. We're going through things where we're being put to the test. We're being put to, if it's possible, if we have what it takes, if we have the ability to make it through the challenges, and when we start to become positive, when we start to put ourselves in a place where we start to focus in on positivity, we start focusing in on the ability within ourselves, within our mentality, within our beings, And so here I am again today, getting out there, getting after it, asking the question that I ask every day is what I'm doing today. Is it motivation? Is it meditation? Is it inspiration? So today I want to talk to those people out there that might be in a position or in a place where they're not sure how they're going to make it through their challenges, and about growth. I want to start to bring you to a place where what you focus on, what you focus into, is the ability to have an enabled mentality, the ability to overcome challenges. And, we're building a network here. We have open chat available. If you're listening in here, you can leave a comment, you can leave a word or a feeling there. And, we're working through challenges. I'm in a place in life where I started to recognize that what's most important is that we live in the now, that we live in the present, that we live in the place where we're focusing in towards positivity. A lot of times we feel like we're not able to, like we're not qualified, like we don't have the ability, but that's not the case. What truly is the case is that when you start putting yourself in that kind of a place, when you start putting yourself in that kind of a mentality, when you start to have the ability to focus into the present, into the future, and into yourself, into your ability, into your mentality, you will achieve amazing things. You see, a lot of times we're seeking out things that are not the best for ourselves. We're looking in places for things that are like ghosts. So how do we start bringing ourselves to a place of focusing on positivity and focusing on the present? Well, one of those ways is by recognizing that we are a human, that we are a being, that we are present within ourselves, that the ability comes from within, that you already are qualified to be who you are, that you have what it takes, that you have the ability to overcome your challenges. And it's within that we find that place. It's within that we find the way to move forward, the way to put ourselves on the path, on the journey that's bringing us the greatest joy. So how can we become that kind of positive? How can we start to manifest in the universe, to start to allow the things that are meant for you to overcome? And within yourself lays that place, within your ability, within your certifications, within your mentality lays a place to enable one to move forward within. And it's a really great thing when you start to recognize this, when you start to utilize that part of who you are inside, that part of who you want to become, who you want to manifest. Because when you start to do that, then you start to make changes from within the game of being on your journey. So let's start looking at ways that we could take ourselves from a victim mentality to an able mentality. Okay. One of those ways that we can do that is by not allowing the things of our past to affect our futures, by allowing us to start to enjoy the present, by allowing ourselves to enjoy the ability within, the ability to actually be present. I think of it like two people go to a lake. One is miserable, the other one sees the beauty in the lake. Be the one that sees the beauty in the lake. Be the one who sees the beauty in the moment and the ability that truly wants to live for the gifts within themselves, within their being. So how can focus start helping you out with that? We're just talking about becoming present, right? Well, when you start to focus in towards positivity, the results come back that you're a positive person, that your positivity moves you through this universe. And see, we are very small compared to the universe. The universe is great. The yields that come from the universe are amazing. And when we allow ourselves to no longer be affected, we allow ourselves to be positive, to be in a place of success is already within who you are. The gifts, the talents, the abilities that you have start to open up. So I am so grateful that I recognize this part of the journey. And one of those parts that's the most amazing is once you start to accept that you are blessed. When you start to accept that you are a blessing, when you start to accept that your day is a blessing, that your life is a blessing, that your ability within you is a blessing. Now, let's go ahead and start looking at how, by allowing negative things to move out of our way, positive things start moving in. When you start thinking in a sense where positivity becomes the ability, when positivity becomes the place, when positivity becomes the mentality, it's not that challenges don't come. It's not that emotions don't come. It's that when you see the positivity, you start to see the way that brings you closer to your universal wealth. And we are extremely wealthy to be alive. We are extremely wealthy to experience everything that we go through. See, a lot of people think that this is true wealth. This, all of it is universal wealth. So are we rich within? Are we finding that way to become positive, to become wealthy to the point where the universe says that we're wealthy, right? As it said by Einstein, become friends with the universe. Are you doing that today? Are you finding that way that you could see this ability within yourself, within this universe, within your relationship with the source, with the Most High God? And I am so grateful for the mentality to see the light, to see that level of focus. When we start allowing the things that aren't meant for us to move out of the way, That's when the things that are meant for you start to open up. They start to find their way. They will start to fill that space. They will start to fill that ability. Your mentality, your being, your purpose will start to open up in front of you. And inside of that place within, we find peace. We find liberation. We find that even when you are in a position where you don't feel like you know if you can overcome it, when you start to turn yourself, your mentality into a positive way, your ability to vibrate positivity towards you will magnify. It's not that the process won't happen. It's that through the process, you will accept yourself, you will accept your journey, you will accept your purpose. And the process of accepting positive thinking is not easy, my friends. The process of accepting positive thinking doesn't just come overnight. It doesn't come in the morning. It takes months, weeks, years. When you start to focus to that point where positivity becomes the results, then, my friends, like I ask every day, is what I'm doing today, is it motivation? Second part is meditation. How do you connect your focus and your knowledge? How are you getting inwards? What is it that you're focusing on? What is it that you're overcoming? What is it that your knowledge inside can be applied, that it can liberate? If we took you in a room to study your ability, would you become in the present? Could you become that person who you want to be? And grind on a daily is asking that question, is what I'm doing today, is it meditation? And see, I'm doing this daily. I'm getting out there. I'm getting after it. I'm grinding. I'm focused to the point where other people will just give up. And it's not quitting. It's being that persistent, knowing that the knowledge inside that the universe will yield, that the energy within is worth it, that the purpose is worth it, that the journey is worth it. Because if it opens up before you see it, then you won't enjoy it. The process of making it through it is to find yourself in the present and to accept yourself for who you are. And so that kind of beauty, that kind of acceptance, that kind of place, that kind of purpose is what it takes, you know? And we look at those that have achieved it. We should look at those and see the Gary V's. I see those people that are getting after it, that are getting on it. I see them asking the questions. I see them getting after it to the point where they're becoming universal wealth. We can do that too. One of my favorite motivational speakers is Eric Thomas. One of my favorite that runs straight down with my meditation, okay, is a quote that Eric Thomas stated. Okay, Eric Thomas stated, when you want it as bad as you want to breathe, then you will be successful. I've been seeing this on a daily. I've been asking this question, how bad, Marcel, do you want it? And the answer is bad enough to be in the present, bad enough to want the experiences, to want to enjoy the process, to want to enjoy the ability within, to want to enjoy the mentality, to want to uplift other people, to want to be a part of that part of the journey. And you see, it opens your eyes. When your eyes open up to that, when you have that aha moment and you see for yourself, not just because it's said, but for you, that your life is journey, your path, your purpose is that you are present within yourself. And, you know, everything that we learn brings us closer to finding the true self. Everything that we've gone through, once we go to the place of acceptance, once we go to the place that we accept ourselves, then we start to see the beauty inside. Then we start to see that you truly do have what it takes within. And I am in a joy to tell you that I've reached that place. I've reached that place within. I've reached that place where I have accepted that I want to be present, that I want to be a shaker in this world and a mover and a foundation within mentality. See, a lot of people are not shakers. They're not doers. You know, a lot of people don't look in the future. They don't look at the present. How beautiful it is. You know, this universe is amazing. This universe is a place of connecting. This universe is a place of overcoming. It's a place of energy. It's a place of universal understanding. It's a place of light. It's a place of finding balance within oneself. And in one's journey. So here we are again today, asking that question, is what I'm doing today, is it meditation? And when you see that kind of connection, when you see that kind of focus, when you see that kind of path, when you see that kind of journey and it starts to work in your favor, starts to work in your way and your ability, you know, are we becoming present? Are we finding the ability that, yeah, I am who I am. I am where I am. I do have challenges. I put myself in that place. Now let me enjoy the ability to make it through. And when you start to enjoy, when you start to overcome, when you start to find that place inside where it takes you beyond, where it takes you within, where it takes you to the present time, then you find a place of organization inside called time. And then you can slowly become organized. Let's go ahead and start talking about how light is important, how energy inside is important. See, when you understand your energy, when you understand your ability, when you understand the person that you are, you will overcome things that you didn't think were possible. And that is a happy place. It's a place where you see the things and you look forward to the future. You look forward to the ability within. You look forward to the mentality. And when you start looking forward to the mentality, when you start looking forward to the ability within, when you start looking forward to overcoming challenges, you start to become a positive person. You start to become a positive force in the universe. So let's go ahead and start talking about the last piece. Is what I'm doing today, is it inspiration? So when you're focused and you're using your knowledge, when you're in that place where both are working together, when you're in a place where what you're facing off against, you have the ability to overcome, then you have the ability to uplift other people by you being yourself. And when you throw out ripples, when you uplift others, when you become present, when you find the way to make it through that and to start to look at the future, when you start to look at the ability within, you will light up this world. And it's those ripples that are the most amazing piece. It's those ripples that give other people the reason to continue to work through their struggles, through their challenges, to find that place of acceptance within, to find that place where focus and knowledge become discipline. And when we are doing that, when we are finding that way, when we are going through our path and trucking through our own journeys, we find part of ourselves in the process. We find part of our being. We find part of our own path. And when we are in our path, when we find the things that uplift ourselves to the point where we want to live, where we want to wake up, where we want to dream, where we want to manifest, see, that will uplift other people as well. That will bring other people to the place where they see their ability. And when your mentality starts to reach up to you like that, it starts to find its way within. It starts to find its way to overcome. Max, you're growling. When you start to find your way to be who you are on the inside, when you start to believe that it's possible, then other people become uplifted. Then the ability for other people to be helped comes to you. When you're willing to help others, when you're willing to uplift other people, when you're willing to be who you truly are, when you start to become focused on the present, when your path, your journey, when you accept you for you, when you find that light inside of who you are, you will find a way. You will find people that will throw out ripples. And when you find that kind of discipline, when you find that kind of focus, when you have the ability to write things down and execute, when you have the ability to utilize your mentality, your ability, your vibration within who you are, you will believe that you can achieve amazing things. So let me ask you a question today. Is what you're doing today, is it motivation? Is it meditation? Is it inspiration? Because if it's not one of the three, I don't want it in my life, and I want you in my life's journey. So let's focus into that place together. Let's bring each other up. Let's bring each other to a place of connection where inspiration becomes our drive, where focus and knowledge become our discipline, where the ability within that centering to be yourself, to be centered inside of who you are, builds the seed, builds up the future. Like a tree, we grow. Like a tree, we manifest. Like a tree, we leave shade for others, that we lighten each other's loads by focusing to that place, by focusing to that ability, to that depth within, to that level of reflection, to that level of understanding, to that level of universal wealth. You can achieve things with your mind. You can achieve things with your ability. You can overcome challenges, and you can find ways to do so when you be yourself. Just moving a little bit here. And so So when you achieve yourself, you're truly what you're saying to yourself is that I am who I am. When you accept you for you, when you accept your path and your journey, then you will make it through challenges. And then you will ask the question, is what I'm doing today, is it motivation? Is it meditation? Is it inspiration? Because if it's not one of the three, I don't want it. As I close, I want you to see that you're worth it, that your light shines, that your ability, that your being, that your vibration is worth it. And so when you leave a ripple for others, when you lighten others' loads by being yourself, by being who you are on the inside, by being that light that you are, you will find amazing people will come your way. Things that you didn't think were possible will start flowing into your vibration, will start flowing into your journey, your path, and into your purpose. And I am so grateful that I've learned to live in the present, to live in the place within, to live in awareness, and to awaken to that kind of light. You know, when we look through, and you can go back and look at all of my videos, and you will see the progression. You will see the videos and the messages and the podcasts and the different platforms that I'm on. The progression to the place of acceptance, the place of fight to flight, to slavery and emotion, to a time and soon of organization, to elevate to the mind, to focus and knowledge, to a place of discipline where we become that reflection of inspiration, where other people become uplifted because you came along, because you are who you are on the inside. That light that shines inside of you is awesome. That light that shines inside of your being, that purpose to separate the dark from the light, to see the light shine out, and to become that kind of light within the universe. And it's amazing. What it takes is oneself. It takes one's ability. It takes one's mentality. Where is your mind? What is it that you focus on? What is it that you're doing with your vibration? Are you becoming present? Or are you living in places that are no longer you? See, a lake is a beautiful thing, but hearing the birds pass the wind is even greater. Seeing the environment, the challenges, the things that we go through on a daily, the things that we're facing off against it, finding a place within ourselves where we see what really matters, what really opens one's mind beyond the challenges, beyond the things that would stop them. And that's how I was brought to ask these questions every day. Is what I'm doing today, is it motivation? Is it meditation? Is it inspiration? If it's not one of the three, I don't want it, because I stopped allowing the things that weren't that into my life. You got to care for yourself. You got to care for your being. You got to care for your ability to be who you are, to be the light that you are inside, to be the blessing within. The light shines outwards from the one who knows themselves from within. And that is where beauty lives, and it's meant to be present. As I close, I just want to say blessings to you all. Blessings, 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 and namaste.